Y'all see the look on my face. I'm coming to y'all today. No hair, barely no lashes. But I want to address something that's going on, because it's like nobody's not really saying nothing. Like, the conditions that the inmates are going through in the facilities is like, it's out of control. I've been getting, like, people telling me this is what's going on, because people update me. But like right today, I just really want to talk about the conditions that's going on in MDC Brooklyn. Everybody knows my husband. If you don't know, I'm about to tell you. My husband was transferred to MDC Brooklyn around this time last year, because he's going to be coming home soon. So he would have been home already if the whole coronavirus thing didn't happen, because they that's a topic for another time. But yeah, so now he's in MDC Brooklyn. He's been there a little over a year now, and the conditions there are just horrible, to the point where like the medical staff are wanting the inmates to make sure they protect themselves. They are not enough. They don't receive enough cleaning supplies to be able to clean. Bleach, they don't get. First of all, let's back up. They have most of their stuff, all of their stuff they have to buy from Commissary. Nobody can send them nothing. There's no, I'm gonna send my loved one package. I'm not that fortunate. So all the things that they have to buy to clean and do whatever, they have to buy it from Commissary. And I don't know if anybody's aware, but just recently they put a cap on the amount that they could spend at Commissary, because they claim it's due to inventory or whatever the case may be. So they can only spend but so much. Commissary, they get food, clothing, everything they get through Commissary and federal jail, because there's no sending packages. So now if you cap the amount of money that they're allowed to spend, and for a lot of them who are at this point in time, well, my husband never really ate their food anyway. He always prepared his own from what he bought from Commissary. But a lot of them that would have, eaten whatever's being given are scared to eat it, because they don't know who's preparing it. A lot of the inmates that are walking around, you don't have to be symptomatic. So this whole thing of, yeah, we take temperatures, as a precaution, but you don't have to have a temperature to have coronavirus. We all know that, you don't have to be showing any symptoms to actually have coronavirus and to be able to give it to somebody else. So a lot of people are to the point where they're not even eating, because they don't know who's preparing the food, if the person that's preparing the food actually has it. So they're not eating. Add to that, now they can only buy a certain amount of items when they go to Commissary. So now I have to budget it out. Do I want to buy, do I need to buy food that I can, keep with me and eat? Or do I buy cleaning supplies? Or do I buy, I need a pair of sneakers. So do I buy a pair of sneakers? Do I buy something to eat? Or do I buy cleaning supplies? Right now, what they've been doing, what they've been giving them to clean with on top of that, because the inmates do, clean the units and clean, there's people, some of them are assigned to clean or whatever. It's literally dish soap and water. Dish soap and water to clean the walls, to clean the floors, to clean the shower, to clean, and we're being told, wash your hands, but they're giving dish soap, and that's it. There's no bleach, there's no type of something, nothing antiviral to kill it, no No, not even Lysol. Nothing. On top of that, they have the inmates on a 4-day rotating schedule as far as how they come out their cells, and they're only out of the cells for 3 hours a day. So let's say, for example, they come out the cell at 6:30 this morning, right? So they come out, they have 3 hours. 3 hours to take a shower, call their loved one, use the email if they have to, and maybe if they want to get something warm to eat. All of that in 3 hours. You want to walk around, exercise, all that in 3 hours. So they get at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. 9:30 they back in the cell, right? Because they're on a rotating schedule, that group of inmates are not going to come out their cells till 5:30 tomorrow. That's over 24 hours in a cell. Over 24 hours in a cell. During this process, my husband has been in quite a few, facilities because they moved him around. And after he was sentenced, he was in maximum security, and that's more time than in a cell that he spent in maximum security when he was in the penitentiary. I'm gonna say that again because I don't think people understand that. That's more time in a cell than what he had in the cell when he was in maximum security in the penitentiary. That's not the answer for preventing the spread of the virus, especially when they come out to use the phone. And I'm not blaming, I'm not this, I'm not that. When they come outside to use the phone, they're seeing staff members walking around with no mask on. The people that's passing them the food trays through the door, the staff members or whatever's walking around with no mask on. They see them looking out the door, walking into the building, no mask on. The mask that they give them, because they don't even have masks at Commissary. So it's not even like they can buy masks. You can't send them masks. I have literally hundreds of masks in here. I can't even send him a mask. Cloth masks that are falling apart, that they have to either wash or reuse, or then they find the paper ones that they give them maybe once in a blue if they happen to get some in. We can't even donate masks to the facility. How sad is that? They won't even accept them. They won't even accept them if we donated them. The conditions at MDC Brooklyn for inmates is horrible right now. And we all know that place is notorious for its conditions. And then a couple of weeks ago, they were having an issue with the heat all over again, where they were like selecting different sections to give heat to because they were scared the heat was going to go out again. I personally think they was doing that because they figured, oh, it can't multiply if in the cold. Whatever, who knows. And I'm just going to share it. Sometimes I have, passengers that I drop off that are literally like 5-10 minutes from the facility. So sometimes I'll just go and just sit there. And only two people that know I do that is my son and one of my friends. I do that, be close to him. And one day I was sitting there, one night actually, recently, and I was sitting there, and my friend called me, get your ass away from there. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't even can't even cry. I had my moment in peace. She like, why? I said, oh, because they filming another, because, you know, sometimes people go down there to film stuff. I didn't know if it was Law and Order. I didn't know what was going on. I said, oh, they filming a movie, or they filming something. I can't even sit here in peace because they bothering me. Next thing I know, I see these lights. And the lights is dancing. You know, the people that's walking, they got these lights. And then they start dancing with the lights. Like, what the hell is going on? There is, and I'm going to find that information because I can't remember the name. They did request to follow me, and I'm following them back. There's a group of people who go down to the facility and dance as a way of entertaining the inmates. And they flash the lights so that they can see them. And I thought that was like really, really awesome to just like let them know that nobody forgot about them. They were locked in a cell for hours. And these people go down there and they dance to just let them know, like, nobody ain't forget. And as I was sitting there looking and I'm watching the people dancing with the lights, I look up at the facility and I start seeing the lights flash on and off, like in the cells. Like, it was like the inmates was telling them, like, thank you, like, we see y'all, you know. And I'm gonna post the information because I know they have an Instagram page. I always share the other group, Sunset Assembly, who goes down there all the time and they protest. And listen, this is not about judgment fitting a crime. This is not about who did what. This is not about none of that. This is about, I'm still a person. Like, I'm still a human being. Like, just like in a state facility, if I'm property of the state, so what that mean? You could leave me in here to rot, or you could leave me in here to catch a disease, and your answer of it is to just lock me in with nothing. You know, then don't get it twisted. I worry about him, but I don't worry about him because anybody know who he is, he's always gonna survive. But it's just the fact that it's this government's answer. Like, how is that the government's answer? How is it the answer to just leave them locked in for all these hours, to leave them with nothing, no supplies to clean, no food, like hardly any food to eat, to where the medical staff is warning them to be careful? In addition to that, they're not quarantining and keeping everybody separate. Why? Because there's not enough space to quarantine. I know for a fact that they have inmates, or what they consider their confirmed cases, which I know for a fact is a lie. And they have inmates who have tested positive, literally doors down, cells down from inmates who don't have it. So what are you doing to prevent the spread besides locking them in a cell? How is that if they're all right next to each other? You know, it's just sad. It's sad that that's their answer. It's sad that you can't question them. It's sad that when you call them and you ask them something. I told you guys months ago, I called down there, and it just so happened it was around the same time with the incident with Jamel Floyd. And I called And the lady who answered the phone, I swear for God, I wish I could have recorded it. I said, I just want to do a wellness check on my husband. She said, we don't do wellness checks. I said, I just want to know if he's okay. I haven't heard from him. That lady told me, well, if he, what did she say? She said, well, if we didn't call you, then assume he's not dead. The very next day, it came out on the news that Jamel Floyd died in it. And that's your answer that you give to people. We didn't start providing transportation or helping people to open up their businesses so that we could be the poster children for prison reform. That's not how this started. That wasn't the reason why it started. It was just wanting to make sure everybody got to their visits safely and whatever. But as time goes on, it's like I can't not say anything. I can't know that this is going on and don't say anything. And it's not just MDC Brooklyn. If there's conditions where your loved one is at and you want to bring light to it, send it to me. And I'll make a video. I know in other places, I'm getting them all the time. I'm getting them all the time. The way, then they applying in the federal system. They applying for compassionate release. I know somebody I know applied for that, got affected with coronavirus, not at MDC Brooklyn, but somewhere else, and applied for compassionate release. I kid you not. The answer was, oh no, because your health issues are not a concern. So when they went back to say, well, yeah, this person meets this, and this that the CDC is saying is a health risk, you know what their answer was? Well, they already got it once, so the chances of them getting it again would be slim. I wish I could show it to you. I wish. I'm not saying, oh, open the door, let everybody out. I'm not saying, oh, whatever, but there needs to be a better answer. A lot of those people sitting in MDC Brooklyn haven't even had a court date yet, are still waiting. So how is that justice? So you gonna lock me up in a cell with a virus that's running around, and now you shut down the court, so I can't even get to court. So if I make it out alive or not, and let's get it twisted. Coronavirus is not the only virus that runs rampant in the facility. When all of this started, the reason why they kept saying is, oh, it's the flu, it's the flu, it's the flu, is because, oh, they thought it was the Spanish flu. It's because people die in facilities from the flu. People die in facilities. There was recently an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease. You know where a lot of that come from? The fact that they can't even clean the showers properly, or they can't even clean the units properly, or they can't even clean the... Why do you think when it happens so big, they say, oh, the elderly are at risk? And yes, they are. But a lot of it, think about nursing homes. Think about a lot of the deaths that came out of nursing homes is because of the confined quarters. You can't keep people confined in a space like that. Those are the quickest ones to catch any type of disease that goes. Once a disease goes in there, that's it. It runs rampant. And the transmission rate, and everybody's moving around, and everybody. So the answer is just to lock them in a cell. MDC Brooklyn had visits for exactly 2 weeks. So it can't be, oh, it's the visitors bringing it in. I'm not blaming who, what. I don't give a damn. What I'm saying is, When does it become a violation of somebody's civil rights to lock them in a cell for over 24 hours and to only give them dish soap to clean with? When there's a disease that's killing the people around them. When I have passengers who call me because their children are wondering, oh, is my daddy gonna be here tomorrow or not? Because of this disease. When does it become a violation? And I'm gonna tell y'all something. When I read that stimulus 2, I don't know if I mentioned it in that video or not, I don't know. But there's something in there. I don't know if they're gonna revise it or how they're gonna do it, but there's something in there. When they was talking about prisoners coming home and making businesses and all that stuff, there's also something in there for prisoner lawsuits. That they put money aside to that. You know why? Because everybody, and this is not me saying, oh, go sue the government. That's not what I'm saying. But it is a violation. And they know that it's coming. They know that it's coming. You say, oh, these inmates can fill out for compassionate release, and then you make the decision on the warden to be the warden of each facility, to be the person to decide if they're gonna get compassionate release or not. The warden. Like, they are in, you might as well say, fucking death camps. They in death camps. And then every time a concerned wife or mother or somebody calls up the facility and has a question about how their loved one is being treated or what's going on at the facility, the next thing is for the facilities that are open is they threaten. Oh, then they say, oh, we threatening to close. Oh, we might close, and this and this and that to stir the people up. Like, oh, shut up and don't be concerned because you should be happy that you can visit. That's the answer. We all need to say something. And it ain't about, you know, it gets to the point where people take stuff too far sometimes. You want to protest, and then that's how people wind up looting and doing stupid stuff in their own neighborhoods, which I'll never understand. But we all need to say something. We all need to make it a top priority. As I'm sitting here in the Walmart parking lot, you can't walk in Walmart without a mask. They won't let you in. So why is it okay for the staff to walk around your loved one without a mask on and go in and out the building? Because your loved one is not going in and out the building. Why is it okay? You can't even, we making jokes about how we get to the door and gotta go back to the car because we forgot our mask. You can't go nowhere without a mask. Why is it okay? First of all, why would they even want to? As staff members, and you upset that you gotta work in there, and you know that your co-workers contracted it too, and some of them might have passed away from it. Why would you want to walk around with no mask on? I don't get that either. We all need to say something. We all need to say enough is enough. I don't know what the answer is. I don't have the answer. I don't know if the answer is open the door and let everybody out. I don't know. I'm not the powers that be. But what I do know is the way they're doing it now is it's not the answer. You locking them in a cell over 24 hours. You leaving them in there with no supplies. You got everybody running around with no mask on. You got everybody, people with it, without it, whatever, all in the same mess. And then people that they know that have it, those are the people that tested positive. So that means you know they have it. So why would you put them literally cells down from the people that don't have it or never tested positive or that's asymptomatic? In order for you to test positive, that means it had to be a prolonged condition. You had to have had it for a while. Why? Because the country got enough to deal with? So just forget about the prisoners? That's somebody's mother. That's somebody's father. That's somebody's sister, brother, whoever. And if we don't say nothing, they're going to continue to forget about them. And every prison in this country is a money-making machine for them. We all gotta say something. If you got a loved one that you want me to discuss how the conditions are in their facility, send it to me. We need to expose this. We need to expose this. And then, on top of it, and listen, I'm not judge, jury, execution. I'm not none of that. And all this you can look up. In the federal prison, in addition to them reporting who's dying and who's this and who's that, they reported like nothing. Oh, another death at FCI, wherever today. Here's the press release, and they keep it moving. And then you know what they include in there? Oh well, so and so was convicted of whatever. So that makes it okay. Why do they include that information when they're telling who the person is? Oh, so and so passed away, whatever. And the last paragraph is always, oh, he's such a whatever many years old, and he was convicted of whatever. That make it better? Like, that's y'all justification? Why do you need to include that information? What does it matter? We all got to stick together, or our families, our loved ones are going to suffer. Every one of us, good, bad, indifferent, got somebody behind that wall. And they going to suffer because we don't stand up and we don't say nothing and we don't do nothing. We all need to get together and figure this out, because something needs to be done.